This is the plaintiff, Sharon Russell. She says the defendant, her twin sister, owes her money, refuses to pay her back, and she's being forced to take her to court today because she won't pay up. This is really sad because they used to be close, but the defendants developed a hatred towards her. And that's a shame because they're not only sisters, they're twins. Well, twin or no twin, she wants her money and is suing for the $1,966.68 she's owed. This is the defendant, Karen Jackson. She says she paid her sister off in full, but she and her sister were feuding, and she assaulted her. They went to court, and her vindictive sister cut off her phone and her kids because it was on her plan. And if anyone today's owed money, it certainly isn't the plaintiff. She's accused of causing a twin trouble. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $5,000 for new phones and inconvenience.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says her twin sister stiffed her, but the defendant says she paid her, but the plaintiff is vindictive and hurt her and her kids. It's the case of I don't miss my sis.
Sharon Russell?
Yes.
You are suing your twin sister, Karen Jackson, for $1,966.68 for cell phone bills and punitive damages. You have a counterclaim against her for $5,000, mostly for inconveniencing you, and the rest for your new phones that you bought. Okay, what happened?
Well, my sister and I had a contract together. We were on a Verizon account together, and I paid her every month for my phone bill. Well, she wanted to switch to Sprint because she said it was a lot cheaper, which it was going to save me like $40 a month. So I switched. I told her, okay, we could switch.
All right, so tell me the parameters of the new plan.
It was $100 for the data, and that data was for...
No, I'm sorry. If it works for you, it works for me. What I meant was how many people were on the plan? I should be more specific.
5, but she added her 2 sons on a new plan.
Okay. And then were you going to pay the same or less than you were paying on the other one?
Less.
So that was good for you.
Yes.
Was anybody getting new phones with the change?
We all got new phones.
Everybody got new phones.
Her 2
I know
sons.
that. Nobody mentioned that, but I know it. New phones. Whose name was it going to be under?
It was, well, she couldn't get it under her name, so she asked me would I run my credit to get it under my name.
So the phone is under your name, but it's being automatically debited out of whose bank account?
Her account.
Okay.
That was our agreement, that if I run my credit, you put it on your account and you continue to pay it, and I'll pay you once you pay me off. I'll give you the money for the bill every month.
Okay. And then what happens?
Well, we got in a little dispute about a lot of stuff. And she ended up bringing assault charges against me, even though she assaulted me, and a protection
Tell me
order.
about that. How'd that little gem happen?
Tell you.
How old are you guys?
We're 59.
And you guys got into a fist fight?
I know. Happy birthday, sis.
I mean, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
This is the first time in 59 years that I couldn't even say happy birthday to her.
Is today your birthday?
No, it was last month. So, the first time in 59 years.
Did you guys get along all your lives?
All our lives.
What's wrong with you?
She jumped on me.
She came to your house and jumped you. Why?
She got mad at me because she said that I embarrassed her at a card party.
Saying what?
Okay, she said that I said that, the one girl, I said this to the one girl, and this is kind of funny. I hate to say it because it's kind of prejudicial too. Well, she had on makeup and she had on eyelashes and she was looking real cute. And I told my girlfriend, I said, look at my sister looking all cute with her fooler on. You told me to tell you. I didn't want to tell you. I told you it was kind of
All right.
It's a body shaper that makes you look smaller.
Okay.
So she got mad about that. And then throughout the night, everything I said, she took offense to it.
Okay, so you guys get married. When does the hitting happen? Who attacks you?
That happened. Okay, so after that, she told me to come over. She sent me a text message and said, come over and get the rest of your stuff. That's not what she said, but you got to 10 o'clock at night to come over and get it, or I'm putting it out at the recycle. And I said, Karen, that's not my stuff. It's stuff that I had given to my son. But she said, I don't care whose it is. Come over and get it right now. So when I came over to get it, she jumped on me.
What did she say when she jumped on you?
Well, see, she pushed, the way it happened when I got there, her. She was in the front door. The door was open. She started pushing the box spring out the door, knocked over the flower pot. So I started putting stuff in the car, on the van, on top of the van, tying it down and stuff. And when I turned around, she opens the garage door. So when she opened the door and I saw the bike hanging there, it was a bike that belonged to me, even though, you know, I didn't ride it or anything. So I said, well, I might as well get the bike too. So when I went to get the bike, she said, you can't have the bike until you pick up my flower pots. And I said, but I didn't knock your flower pots over. So I went to reach to get the bike and she pushed me.
And what did you do?
And I was shocked.
And then
I was shocked, and she started coming toward me, so I pushed her back.
And then what happened?
And then she grabbed my glasses off my face, and she started hitting me all in my face and all in my head and everything. And we started fighting. Yeah, we started fighting.
Who broke up the fight?
Well, I broke it up because she had me in a headlock, and I couldn't get out, so I had to bite my way out.
So you bit her hand.
I bit her. She had me in a headlock, so I bit her arm to get out.
Okay.
She wasn't letting go, so I bit harder.
And then what happened?
Then finally, she let go. I pushed her, and I got out of there. And my head was hurting so bad, I pulled up the street, called the police. They ended up coming, taking a report from both of us. And
told you both that if they take you in, they got to take you both in.
Yeah.
Tried to persuade you to make up, and then what happened?
So she agreed not to bring charges.
And then she did.
Yeah, and she did anyway.
And what happened with those charges?
I had to go to court. They fingerprinted me like I was a criminal.
Okay, and then what happened to the charges?
They got dropped.
Because
she lost the case because they could see, number one, that the bite mark was upside down. Number two, the judge didn't believe it. And
So there was a trial?
Yes, we had to go to trial. And she knew that if I was found guilty, I could go to jail.
Okay. And then when does a discussion happen over the phones?
After the trial. She waited a whole month after she paid the bill.
And then after the trial, when you're not convicted,
right,
she says to you,
I'm taking my auto payment out the system, and you need to go ahead and put your stuff in, and you start paying the bills from now on.
Okay.
So I said, well, you know, that was an agreement.
I know, but what difference does the agreement make? Like, in other words, if in fact it's in your, let me just ask you, if it's in your name, and it starts to auto come out of your account, what is your fear, that she's not going to pay you?
Well, no, that wasn't my fear. It's just that we have been through so much. And when she started sending me all these text messages, that's how the assault case happened. We kept sending text messages back and forth and back and forth.
So you weren't in a compromising mood.
Right.
She had just prosecuted you. But you had not prosecuted her. She had, and you just had it. So when she said, I'm going to change the terms, what did you say to her? You actually agreed to it.
I said yes. I said, you could go ahead and put it in, I'll put it in my name, but you won't have access to it. And you can just give me a money order every month, or you can meet my husband somewhere and get him a money order, because you know what.
And then what did she say?
She said, no, I refuse to. I'm not going to meet your husband. I'm not going to pay. And from this day forward, if you don't give me access, I'm not paying another bill.
Okay, may I see that text? Let me go to you. What's going on?
Well, oh boy. Well, before I start on the case itself, can I address what she said about the assault case?
Yeah.
When she came to get her stuff out of my garage, she saw the bike and she said, well, I want my bike and I want the hooks up there in the ceiling and all of that. And I said,
Was that her bike?
It was her bike. I had another 10-speed up there.
Okay.
So I said, well, you need to pick up all those plants that she knocked over, all the plants and stuff.
How did she knock over the plants?
Well, when I opened the garage door I didn't know she was there at that time.
How did she knock over the plants?
I saw her knock the plant over then, the front one in front of the garage.
Okay.
The one on the porch.
All right, so you tell her that, and what does she do?
She said she wasn't going to pick it up, and so she said she wanted her bike. But, Your Honor, the bike was up there. She couldn't get it. So I told her, you need to move your car. And she didn't want to move her car. She had me blocked in. I couldn't back out of the garage, and she couldn't get the bike with my car there. So I'm standing in front of my car because I'm thinking she's going to step on my car to get the bike, because that was the only way to get it. And she first she pushes her body against me, and then I guess in an effort to make me start something, but I didn't, and then she scratched me across my face.
How?
like this.
She just went like that?
Yeah, and when I
Out of nowhere?
did like this to block her, she bit me way under here. Now you tell me, I got you in a headlock and you gonna bite me under here? So she bit me under here, and she kept biting, and I'm screaming and screaming.
Well, why aren't you pulling away? If she, like,
I was trying to, but I couldn't get out, and finally she just let go. And so this is why I didn't want her
all
at
right,
my house
so
by
now,
herself.
when the police got there, did you press charges?
I did.
So you press charges and there's a trial and she's found not guilty?
Right.
Because the judge doesn't know who to believe. And all right, so that's where we are. Now let's talk about the phones,
Okay.
shall we? All right,
So
because
we
after
get-
that, tell me about when you place the call to her and you say, or I don't know if it's text or a call, where you say, I'm taking it off of auto pay on my
Well,
account.
first of all, it wasn't my idea to even get these phones. It was her idea.
I don't care.
Well,
I
she
don't care.
was-
I don't care. I don't
she
care.
was referred by her
don't
son. I
Care.
got
I do
the-
not care. Do not
Okay.
care who cooked the idea up,
Okay.
who wanted it more. I care about what the agreement was. So then, tell me why you contact her and say, you can put it on auto pay. I'm going to take it off of my auto pay.
Because I would have to pay the whole bill up front, and it's not my bill. All I need to give her is my portion.
Well, all she needs to give you is her portion. That's how it's been since the time Verizon
She
went-
wasn't giving it to me, though. I was taking it out of what
Right.
she owed
So
me.
before threatening to take it off of auto pay and making her pay the whole bill and chase you for the money, did you wait and see if there was a month where she wouldn't pay you and there would be a problem?
No.
Right.
No, the agreement was when
because
I
you hate
finished-
each other and you can't wait to torment each other.
No.
And then you say, okay, I'm going to take it off of your auto pay. I'm going to put it on auto pay, but you won't have access to the account.
Yeah.
And what does she say?
She said, and I even offered for her to meet my husband somewhere or to mail me a money order.
No,
I'm
she don't
not
like your
mail-
husband either.
Right. I'm not mailing you no money order. I'm not meeting you nowhere. I pay my bills online, and that's how I'm going to keep doing it.
So what is the problem with her having access when you're paying, when it's on your auto pay? Because the only access would mean that she could pay it. It doesn't mean she could take money.
Well, for one thing, her son ordered a subscription on the phone where it was extra every month. Then she had extra stuff put on the phone.
Right,
And
but
she
I
paid-
understand if, okay, that's just money owed on that phone bill on that phone. So I understand if you put it on your auto pay and then the first month she doesn't pay, if you wait for that. Right. But what you did was cancel all the phones and incur all these thousands of dollars,
But
and now
that
you're
phone
suing
bill
for it.
was not, the phone that I canceled was the previous month. She had already used that service.
Both of you are so busy playing quienes mas macho in your lives, which is so sad.
It is.
I mean, it's always sad when I have family in court. It's more sad to me when I have sisters in court. And to have twins, you know, I have 3 daughters. I tell my daughters every day, your best friends, cradle to grave, are your sisters. Other people will come and go, but don't you ever let anyone get between you and your sister. And you guys, it's not cradle to grave, it's womb to grave.
Right.
And there is no one who can sit you two down and knock your heads into some common sense. It's crazy.
So is it more tragic if twin sisters have a falling out?
I am a twin.
Really?
Yes, and obviously these two do not have that twin connection.
Is it more tragic?
Yeah,
You ever have a falling out with your twin?
not that we didn't work out.
Okay. Interesting. Who knew that we were going to have a twin here going inside the courtroom?
So you have a counterclaim against her for $5,000.
Yes.
$594 and some change are for old phone bills, phones, and fees. What does that come from?
Well, I mean, the phones that she cut off, I can no longer use them
Right, so
anymore.
you should get money back that you paid for your phone for the times you did use it?
Because I had planned on keeping the phones.
Yeah, but what does that have
But
to do
now
with it?
I can't-
Am I correct that you're asking for money back from payments that you made in months that you did use it? Yes or no? Is that what you're asking for?
What I did was, I paid to activate these phones that I can no longer use, so that was $150
But then you used them for how long?
for not even a year.
Yeah. you used
And
them
there's
for a
over
year.
a year left.
Okay. right.
Okay. And I paid for October's bill. That's the
It wasn't canceled
$135.52.
until November.
But it wasn't due from October 21st to November 21st was the billing thing. So I didn't get to use the phone till November 21st because she cut it off before the bill was due.
Okay, so show me a bill. So you're saying that they charge prospectively in advance for the next month. That's what you're saying, that you paid October, and October didn't cover September to October. Instead, it covered October to November.
Right.
Okay, prove that. Do you have the bill so you can show me? Do you have the phone bills?
I don't have proof that I have to pay that. I still pay the bill every month.
So you didn't cancel the phones?
Yeah, I did. I put them on.
You put them on a hold?
Hold, because in order
you guys are too much.
In order to cancel, and Your Honor, I did.
Yeah,
pay
in order to
this bill.
cancel, it was going to cost a lot of money. So what you did instead was you put them on hold. And
No,
then
I
you
had
went
to
out,
pay the phone off, the whole phone bill. I had to pay off all her phones if I wanted to cancel them. And I didn't have the money to pay off all her phones. So the only way I could do it was to put it on standby and pay the bill every month.
All right, now, you feel that she should pay for your new phone bills, phones, and fees because it's her fault that you had to go out and buy new phones. And why did you have to buy new phones? Why couldn't you use the old phones?
She cut them off.
Right, the service, but you can't just use the old phones, or that's illegal, or what? I
No,
don't
you
know.
can't use them.
They won't unlock it?
But, so I not the phone bill, but the difference that I pay between.
They're unlockable?
Not until they paid off. The difference between what I was
Who
paying.
has those
and
phones right now?
They're right here.
So you have them?
Yes, but I can't use them. And then, Your Honor, I have to talk to customer service because my sons have broke their phones from time to time. And I can't talk to them if I don't have access. And I have to pay, which I have paid to get new phones for my sons twice. And so if I don't have access, how am I supposed to do that? You know, and so that was what I was telling her. If I don't have access, then why am I going to pay for the phones?
What legitimate reason do you have for her not to have access to her phone and her son's phone account if it's automatically being debited out of your account? She's not asking for access to your bank account. She wanted access to the phone account. So what legitimate reason do you have to say to her you can't have access to it?
We just have been through so much, and I
Right.
was just tired of her dictating to me what I should do, and she keep breaking agreements that we have.
Okay. I hope it felt good each time that each of you would do things to each other, because that's going to end up costing somebody, right? And when this had such an easy solution to try to peacefully, you know, not cause a ruckus that would cost somebody a bunch of thousands of dollars, right? Because you hate each other so much. And don't say, I don't hate my sister, because your actions speak louder than your words. You hate your twin sister, and you hate your twin sister, okay? You take her demand to have access to the phone account to be an act of aggression. You're sick of her. You say, no, you're not going to have access to the phone account. So if I don't have access to the accounts where I can, you know, pay my bills and, you know, get a new phone if I need to, if I don't have access to it, then I'm not going to pay you anything else because I'm not going to be in the blind. You then take it upon yourself to cancel not to cancel the phones, but to terminate her cell phone service and both of your nephew's cell phone service. Okay? And you don't wait until the first day bills are due to see that she doesn't pay. You just do it right away. That's on you. That's on you. Because when you say she's not keeping with the agreement, for it to be a breach of the contract that would entitle you to cancel her phone service, which is pretty extreme, I would have to see that she breached the contract to pay the phone service, not that she was quibbling with you about whether it should still be on her auto pay or yours. And you didn't even give it a chance to get that far. You were demanding that she not have access to the phones, and I don't think that demand to have access to the phones, not your bank account, but to the phones that she's a part of and paying for, is unreasonable. So you may hate her and not want her to have access to the phones, but if you want her to keep paying for them, it is not an unreasonable request on her part. But there's so much history between you that you don't want that to happen, so you just shut off the phones. And now you come to court to have me order her to pay you the costs associated with you having shut off the phones? No, that's not going to happen. And you want me to make her pay you for the costs associated in you getting New phones? Yeah, that's not going to happen either. $3,000 for inconveniencing you? Who's going to pay me for being inconvenienced? I don't want to hear any more griping. All right? Those 3 phones are of no use to you. You can't do anything with them. Those 3 phones and their chargers are going to go to her. Mitigate your damages by turning those in. See what you can do. I don't care. That's your issue. As far as the actual bills are concerned, I find that the only thing outstanding is that you owe her, and it's just for service up to the day that she cancels it. So you owe her $44.44 on a phone bill. And I figured that based on the number of days of November that you had it and what your portion of the bill that month was, which was $88.89. So $44.44. That is all you win in your lawsuit. And on your counterclaim against her, 0. That's my verdict, folks. Good luck and Godspeed.
So in what was really a very disturbing case between 2 sisters, 2 twin sisters, the judge has made her decision now after hearing this testimony. You lose your lawsuit. You're seeking $5,000. You don't get that. Your sister gets $44 back. I think what everybody really wants to know is, number one, how does it feel to you to have the judge look at you and say, you hate your sister? You really hate your sister?
No, and I didn't start any of this. She cut my phones off and took me to court.
Forget the phones.
So
what about the relationship?
Oh, that's gone.
To hell with the
she,
phones.
When she bit me under my arm, that was
Yeah?
over with. Yeah. I will never trust her again.
Oh, that's just sad.
Yeah, it
Really
is.
sad.
And you know, when your friends treat you better than your family, then hey,
Okay.
you know.
I'm so sorry for you. You must leave now. Thank you very much. You must sign some documents. Here comes Ms. Russell. Ms. Russell, you know, I got to ask you the same thing. What happened now? Anything? You heard what she just said. How do you react to that?
Well, she's the one that sued me in the other court. She's the one that jumped on me. I mean, I forgive her. You know, I forgive her. I do miss her. Obviously, she doesn't want a relationship with me, so that's fine. It's fine.
Is there anything you think you can do to renew this relationship? What
I've
about
tried.
this court case?
I've tried and tried and tried, and that's why I brought her to court, because I'm tired of her doing stuff to me. It costs me money, you know. So,
Well, who knows?
yeah.
It's just terrible, isn't it? I'm sorry. You get $44. Congratulations.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks.
I'm so sorry. That's really a very sad case, Harvey. What do you think?
Okay, I mean, this is such a sad case, Doug. All I can say is this. Going to court does not necessarily have to mean the end of a relationship, especially if it's an honest dispute.